So there we are. Good evening, everybody. It's just 7 p.m. It is Wednesday, and we are on another live talk. So I am joined by the lovely Claire Howey tonight. So thank you, Claire, for joining me on this evening and giving up your time.
No worries.
Claire is doing something really incredible, to be honest. I came across your story on Instagram, and it just struck me because it's got two of my favorite things in there. It's got eventing. And it's got racing, the racing world as well, and you're kind of doing both. So to start off with, tell me a little bit about your riding story then. How did you come to have horses?
Well, it's funny really because I come from a non-horsey background. My parents are not horsey at all. Just randomly one day just sat up in bed and went, I want to ride horses. And my parents were like, yeah, okay, well, we'll take you some lessons and stuff. And I think they were thinking, I hope this doesn't become a thing because it's very expensive. And well, here we are today, and I just sort of had lessons, then got my own pony when I was about 12 or 13, just from the riding school, just to sort of have a little bit of fun on. And then I went into the army, and worked with the horses in the army, because I wanted to work with them, but not in a normal scenario, as in like being a groom. I wanted to do something different. Fortunately, I came out of the army after about 3.5 years due to medical reasons, and decided that I still wanted horses in my life because they were my passion in life. So I went and worked as a groom for about 8 years. And showing Hoy's level, Royal International level, right through to Team GB show jumpers. I've driven around the continent taking Team GB show jumpers to some of the international events and stuff. So I've seen like a lot, but I wanted more. I wanted my own. I wanted to sort of have that. So unfortunately, I had to come out of horses because I couldn't afford to keep my own horse while working with them. So I decided to have a complete career change. And then that's when I came about. My horse, my old boy now, who's now unfortunately retired, I had him on loan, and basically he was straight out of racing, and I retrained him up to B100 level before sort of age and injury took its toll on him. Don't get me wrong, I only went up to B100 level, so grassroots, but we've been to championships, we've done riding club championships, we've been to our nationals and won. I've rode horses with people, so yeah, that's just I don't like to big myself up too much. I'm just a normal plain Jane, everyday person. I do it. I ride horses alongside my full-time job, so it's a lot. It's hard work, but the hard work is paid off, hopefully.
It's I can totally agree. B100 is like a dream for me at the minute. I'm struggling at 80, so it's like kind of a hero to me at the moment. Yeah, working full time and trying to do anything with horses, I think is hats off to you, because it does take its absolute toll, doesn't it?
And I have two as well. I have two ex racers as well. I've got my old boy, and I've got a new one now, which got given to me from the trainer. I've had him since March, and we are hopefully going to event next year, all being well. So two. I have had for having two kids.
Yeah, I've got two. I think when you've got one ex racer, they get a bit addictive, don't they? You think?
Yeah, I'd have a yard of them if I was allowed.
I would be kind of like, have I got any spare stables to get any more with? But yeah,
they have my own yard. It would be lethal. I'd have a yard full of them, but unfortunately for everybody else, I don't. So two is enough at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. Two is definitely enough. So how did you hear about this charity race then, and what made you think that event to racing would be a great idea?
Well, I'm not at the moment. I'm not thinking it is so much a good idea because I haven't got enough hours in my day at the moment. I need 3 hours more a day to get everything done. It came about. I was just on the BHS Facebook page, and I'd seen it in the past, and I'd seen some people on my Facebook in the past, advertise they were doing it, and I thought, do you know what? I'd love to give that a go. It's always been a childhood dream to ride around the Grand National and be a jockey, and being small and that, being like 5'2", and that, I'd always, people were like, oh, you should be a jockey, you're really small. I was like, oh no, I don't know. And I've been riding out for a local trainer, just exercise riding, because he's based at my yard, and I quite enjoyed it. And I got into the whole being a racing rider and you know, the passion of the racing and seeing how well he was doing. And it come up, and I thought, you know what, I'll enter it. I'll put my application in for a laugh. I didn't think I'd get it. I was like, nah, there's gonna be loads of people out there that will be more experienced than me, you know, working racing all the time. I don't stand a chance. But listen, you don't know until you try. So I put my application form in, and then within about 3 days, they had to shut the entries because they got like too many people. They got like over like 500 people that had applied for like 2 races. I thought, oh well, that's it. I won't hear anything. And then I got a phone call about a week later saying I've been shortlisted. And they asked me more questions about myself and why I wanted to do it, why, you know, could I get a horse? Well, basically, I was like, oh, yeah. I just sort of thought, well, I'll answer what they want to hear as truthfully as I can. I thought, but just because I'm on a shortlist doesn't mean I'm going to get in, because they have like 12, there's 12 riders per race. There's 2 races, one at Newbury, one at Weatherby. And then they have obviously so many reserves in case people drop out, because I think we've had people drop out already. So I was like, oh, I might get on the reserve list. She said, all right, well, we're letting people know by Monday, on Monday, so we can get started. I was like, yeah, okay. I thought, that's it. I won't hear anything more. The next day, I got a phone call. Yeah, you've been successful. I was like, oh no. Right, okay. Yeah, great. I was excited, but I was also a bit like, oh my God, this is reality now. I've actually got to, you know, what I thought was just going to be a bit of, oh, I won't get in. I'm not going to be the type of person they want to, yeah, I am the type of person they want, and this is real. But it's always been a dream of mine to, you know, do something like this. And I thought, why, there's no time like the present. I'm not getting younger. I'm 34. I'm 34, and I thought, oh, these are going to be all younguns, and I'm going to have to show these younguns what it's all about. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I am looking forward to it. It seems like a long time away yet, but you know, it's been 3 months since we got the phone call that we were doing it, and we're only sort of 3 months away now. So I'm a bit like, yeah.
It's nearly there. Do
Yeah.
they give you a horse then, or do you have
No,
to?
no, it is. It's a lot. There's a lot about it that you've got to do everything yourself. So basically, you've got to raise £2,500 basically to even run the race, because they obviously got to cover their costs and stuff, as well as putting a contribution in it towards the charity, to the charity as well. Oh, my dog's come to join in. He's come to see everybody. Go away, Tyson. And that, but you've got to, you know, you've got to source your own horse. You've got to get all your own kit. You know, it's not like, oh, you just get on a horse and ride on the day. You've got to ride out. They've got to see you're riding out. I've got to pass a fitness test. I've got that in 6 weeks at Doncaster up at the National Racing College. I've got to do the full fitness test for the jockeys do. I've got to do a riding assessment. I've got to do a simulator assessment. So it's not just getting on a horse and doing a race, which a lot of people thought that's what it was going to be. And I'm like, no, it takes a lot of dedication. You've got to give up a lot of your time to get for what will be probably 2 minutes of a race. You know, all this build up for 2 minutes. It's so frustrating, but it'll be worth it.
Absolutely. To be honest, I thought, oh, you just apply and it's more or less like they'll give you a horse and
no,
kind of
I was hoping that, because at the moment, that's the one thing that I'm struggling with. I pretty much where I need to be fundraising. Obviously, I don't want to just hit my target. I want to get more.
Yeah.
I'm not one for just, oh, well, I've got to get a minimum of 2.5, so that'll do me. I want to get as much as I can, because it's such a fantastic campaign in that. But you know, I've had to approach yards. I'm riding out for free. I'm driving. I live in Stoke-on-Trent, and I'm driving to Wolverhampton twice a week to ride out for James Unit Racing, who's based at the racecourse. And he's not paying me. It's all free. I'm doing him a favour. But I'm going like after work. I work nights as a lorry driver, and I'm going straight there, and I'm riding 2 or 3 or 4 lots out. And then on a weekend, I'm giving up my time at weekends to go and ride out. And, you know, my own horses are getting a little bit of on the back burner. I have a bit of a chill out time at the moment because I'm concentrating so much on this. Because I don't just want to go in it and be in it. I want to be in it to win it. You know, I'm quite competitive. I mean, if I come last, I'll be absolutely devastated. I want to be in there. You know, I want to, you know, give it my all. I mean, yeah, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, but I want to do it all guns blazing. You know, I don't want to just do it and go, oh, I came last. Oh well, you know, I want to be in there with a chance.
Yeah, I think if anybody who asks a competitive equestrian and says, "Oh, are you just doing it for the fun?" No, we're not. We're doing it because we like winning. We're doing it because we want to.
Do I think I can win it? I'd like to say yes, but I don't know who I'm up against, what horses they're going to have, because, you know, we don't know till the day. You know, we'll turn up on the day and everyone will bring their horses, you know, and stuff. And I mean, there's a few people that work in racing full time that I'm riding against. There's 2 guys, they're show jumpers. There's about 3 showing girls. So we've got people from all equestrian backgrounds in this one race, you know, ranging from 18-year-olds to, I think there's a lady who's 40 in my race, so she's like me doing one for the oldies. But you know, and it's I was quite expecting it to be more like a lot of younger people, and I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to be like the older one. But you know, there's such a wide variety in there because show riders don't naturally ride short, you know, and forward. They're very, you know, they ride very sort of nice and upright and long in the leg. So for them, it's a big drastic. But obviously, for us eventers, we're used to the cross country. We're used to having a shorter leg, pushing on, going crazy at these fixed obstacles. You know, so for us, it's a bit more reality. But for them, it's a completely different kettle of fish. You know, and that's what we've been talking about because we've got a WhatsApp group and we all talk and we all give each other tips on how we're getting on and how we can all, you know, because, you know, it's at the end of the day, it is a race and it is a charity, but we all want to help each other out. We don't want to be like, oh right, well you're my competitor, therefore I don't care. You know, we're all there to help each other out and make this experience as enjoyable for everybody as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Do they find it hard in regards to the fear element then? Are they finding it harder?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's opened my eyes up a lot because obviously exercise riding, you just go around up and down the gallops. You don't really do anything. And then since I've been at James's, I've learned how to like work ride where you would, you know, you simulate the racing scenario. And a couple of times I've been a bit like, wow, that is really close. Like you're literally touching the tail of the horse in front at 40 mile an hour, you know, and I'm thinking, I need a safety gap here. I need to be a bit, you know, I need this gap. But he's like, no, you need to get closer because you've got 12 horses around you. You need to be in the middle. And then when you come upside, you know, we come upside each other and your stirrups are touching. Your stirrups are clinking at 40 mile an hour. You're looking across the person next to you thinking, I could touch you. I could stick my arm out and touch you. And it took me a bit of a while to get over that kind of, that boundary of you're in my space. This is not right.
Yeah.
And you know, and the first couple of times I cocked up big style, you know, I was left behind. I thought, oh, this is so embarrassing. I'm going to look like an idiot. And I really put myself down and I thought, I don't know if I can do this. And the James who I ride for, he's great. Him and his team have really, you know, they're only a small team, but they've got me right where I need to be. You know, I'm riding up sides, I'm doing fast work, I'm on a track. They've made me get kit to ride in, like get my britches to ride in, my boots to ride in. They said ride in your goggles, so get used to it. And I would never have known to do all this. You know, I just thought, oh, you just get on a horse and you know, and you go as fast as you can. But he said it's not the fastest horse that will win this race. It'll be the best jockey on the day. It's all about tactics. It's all tactical. You know, you think, oh, you watch it on TV. Oh, yeah, just the fastest horse wins. Well, yeah, but that jockey's got to ride that horse to its best of its capabilities. And I've realized that now from doing this. If you get the start wrong, that's it. You may as well just not bother. You know, if you get a rubbish start, you get left behind. What could start off as 2 lengths will soon turn into 6. will soon turn to 12, and you're out of contention. So you've got to get a good start, and then the rest of it is what will be will be.
There's so many things there that I personally wouldn't have even thought of. So I kind of think eventing to racing, yeah, we go at speed, we go at solid objects. Surely you will be riding on his own. There's nobody at the side of us, is there? So
No, but honestly, that for me was a shock to the system. Anyone can ride up and down the gallops in canter, you know what I mean? But when you're asking to, go sort of potentially 40 mile an hour on a horse, where you can literally touch the horse next to you, you can hear them coming up behind you, you can hear them coming next to you, and it's quite daunting.
Yeah.
But for me, I love it. I get a buzz. I love it. I want to go again. I'm like, can we go again? But that's me. I'm a bit crazy like that. But, I didn't realise quite the ins and outs of it. And I watched the racing on TV and I just watch it and go, yeah, my horse won or whatever. But now I watch it and see where the first place horse started and finished. I rewind it. I watch it. I watch the start they got, see where the position was in the race. Stuff that I never thought I'd do. But now I'm analysing everything. And I analyse myself. I find that if they threaten me with buying the McDonald's, that tends to work. If you screw up, you buy the McDonald's, I tend to pull my finger out and do it properly. But but there's pressure for me because these horses are race horses at the end of the day. They belong to owners, and it's my job to get them ready for their races that they've got coming up. So I feel ultimately the issue if they don't run well. So it's a lot of pressure on me to get these horses ready for their races that they've got, and I think that in itself is an added pressure.
Yeah, definitely. So is this race yard loaning you a race horse to use then for the charity race?
We're hoping so. I mean, he's only a very small yard, so he's only really got 1 or 2 horses. So the problem I've got is I don't like to sort of go in there all guns blazing and ask. I'd rather be offered. And I mean, I do have a couple of connections within the racing world. Like there's the race yard at my yard, Barry Levy Racing. Again, he's a good friend of mine. I've rode out with him for a few years now, and he said if he's got anything, he'll help me. Worst case scenario, I'm going to the sales, and I shall buy one myself.
Oh my God, can you imagine that? That would be amazing.
I am tempted because I am thinking about potentially doing my amateur license afterwards. So I would then kind of become an amateur and ride under rules as an amateur because I am enjoying it that much, really. I am really enjoying it, and I've been bitten by the racing bug, and I go every day. I go and ride out every day if I could, but work unfortunately will not allow that because I'm a lorry driver and I don't know what time I'm going to finish. So if I get any time off, I'm there, and I'm there all morning. I'll ride as many as he's got. I'll get on the babies. I get on the nut. I don't care. I want to do it more than anything, but I wish I'd done it earlier. I wish I'd done it when I was like 16.
Oh, that's like at least you're getting the opportunity to do it now, though, aren't you? Yeah. I think that would be such a Disney dream, like to get one from the sales and then just take it to the charity start racing.
Exactly, and then I mean, worst case scenario, we buy one, we do the race, we sell it, or we keep it in racing for a bit, we earn a bit of money off it. There's many options out there, but I'm hoping that somebody out there will see my potential and offer me a horse rather than having to go down that route if possible. If not, then there's my third racehorse to retrain, I think, if not.
You've got another one to retrain to event afterwards.
I've got one at the moment, which hopefully will go next year. He was given to me from the trainer for free as a gift. And I'm hoping to get him eventing next year. So what's another one in the works there? I don't mind.
like it's after kids, after 2, you'd never notice the difference. Just add another one to your thing.
No, I haven't got any kids, so I might as well have horses instead.
Yeah, I would say mine have grown up. My kids have grown up now, hence why I've got the horses. Living the best time of my life now, I have to say. So how are you finding the training then? Is it, because obviously you've got to be fit. I mean you've got to be fit to event, but I would imagine it's another level.
It's tougher than I imagined. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, but I cannot describe to you just quite how fit these jockeys are. It is literally like I'm in the gym 4 times a week. for as much time as I can with work and horses and stuff. But you've got to be at the top of your game. These jockeys are almost like Olympic athletes within themselves. You know, they are. I have to watch what I eat. I got to keep my weight at a certain weight. I've had to lose a bit, but then put a bit back on because I lost too much. But I'm doing the assessment day we have to do at Doncaster involves riding 2 horses after we've done a fitness test. Now the fitness test is what can only be described as torture. It's like being back in the army. It is. I have to beast myself in the gym to be anywhere near mentally in the right frame of mind to do it. We have to do a bleep test, which you have to get to at least level 13, which is basically, if I was to put it in perspective of the army, you're talking the fitness of the Marines and the paratroopers. So, you know, the elite force within the army. We then have to do a press up hold. So you have to hold the press up position down. So like out, arms out, lock, you know, down for at least 3 minutes. I'm really struggling with that one at the moment. We have to do a plank for a minute. Well, they want you to for up to 3 minutes. So this is all within the space of an hour in the gym. So you go from one to another to another. So it's not like you're doing one here, have a break. It's like you're doing like a circuit basically. We then have to do 20 squats with the exercise board against the wall, and then hold the squat down for 3 minutes with 5 kilogram weight across your chest. So you've just done 20 squats. So your thighs are burning, and then you've got to hold it down for 3 minutes. We've then got to do there's loads. It's all upper body and core, basically. It's a lot of core, legs, and upper body. We then have to do a simulator ride for 3 minutes. So you get on the simulator, you have to ride a finish for 3 minutes. Now, what race has a 3 minute finish? The race is over in like 2, but they want to see that you've got that stamina to ride it out at the end. They need to make sure that you are fit to ride these horses in case there's a problem. It's all safety. We have to do leg raises in time with the beat, bit like a bleep test, but for leg raises. So up and then down to the beat, and it gets faster as you go through the levels. And then we have to ride the 2 horses on the gallops so they can see that you can control the pace of the horse as they tell you to do it. You wear an earpiece on the gallops, and then they'll tell you to speed up and slow down so they can see that you have the capability to control that horse under the circumstances. But I'm literally fitness wise, it is very, very hard. I was running 3 miles a day, 6 days a week. I'm in the gym. I'm doing spinning. I'm doing abs classes. I'm doing pump classes. I'm running every day on the treadmill. I'm biking 4 miles. You know, I'm putting my body to the extremes at the moment, and I'm doing this while riding out, while looking after my own 2 and working. So at the moment, I'm averaging about 4 or 5 hours sleep a day at the moment.
Oh, wow, that's total dedication. I mean,
you've got to, I think, with this, because if you're not dedicated, you won't. You mentally, you will not succeed at this, because it is. I like there's days when I'm in the gym. I'm like, why am I here? Why am I putting myself through this? And then I think to myself, I know why I'm here. I know why I'm doing this.
It's fascinating. You'll be coming near me. So I'm in Rotherham, so I'm near the Doncaster Racing College, and we go. They do some showing up there as well. So fab place. It's absolutely fantastic. God, you never realise that. Jockeys are such athletes, aren't they? At the end of the day, it takes a lot.
I didn't understand. I underestimated it. I mean, I knew it'd be tough, but I have to get 60% pass rate overall. Like, so if I'm struggling with one part, if I can do better in another part, it'll pick my percentage up. So I have to get 60% through the whole day. So it's not actually too bad, but I won't settle for just getting 60%. You know, I want to get the best I can get. And that is me. I want to get 80%, 90%. You know, I'm pushing myself to the ultimate extreme at the moment.
That's why you'll do it. That you need that kind of drive, don't you? Because otherwise you'd have given in by this point. You'd have thought, you know what?
People have dropped out already. We've had 4 people drop out already through whatever means, you know, family issues, health issues, injuries, or they just really cannot find the time to do it. You know, I'm giving up a lot of my time at the moment with my own horses, not getting enough work, you know, home life, you know, relationship life, you know, everything's being tested to the extremes. But I think to myself, it is for a once in a lifetime opportunity that I probably will not get again.
And for such a great cause as well, like you say, it is for charity.
Fantastic cause, and it's a cause close to me as well. So that's why I picked the campaign that I did, because it's very close to me personally.
Oh. So what's been the hardest part so far?
The hardest part, dragging myself to the gym when it's like 30 degrees outside. The fitness. I mean, I'm quite fit anyway. I am a regular gym goer, but when you're just doing it for your own doing, you can just do what you want and go, oh, I'll stop now. You know, I have to push myself. I've not pushed myself this hard since I was in the army, and I've been out of the army for probably 15 years, 16 years, and I'm pushing my body to the breaking point just to do this, and that for me is the hardest thing. And alongside that is the mentality side of it. You know, I have my days where I feel good, I feel great, I can do this, and then some days I'm literally sat there and I'm sat in the corner and I'm crying to myself thinking, I can't do this. You know, I can't, this isn't for me. And it's having that mental sort of stability and that mental kind of drive as well. I have to sort of, you know, I've got a lot of demons from my past with competing, and it's affected me through my eventing career, and I have to sort of learn to overcome those kind of demons that are talking to me, telling me I can't do it, because I know I can. And that is what I'm finding hard at the moment, is to try to tell myself that it's something that I can do it, you know, not to give up.
Yeah, trying to stop that negative self-talk, isn't it? That kind of,
yeah, definitely.
You're useless, you know, you can't do it when you know you. Yeah, you can. So what's been your biggest high then? Because there must be something that makes you get out of bed in the morning to go to that gym.
The high has probably been I can't really pinpoint one thing. I mean, the fundraising has been great. I've actually quite enjoyed organising stuff at the yard. Like, it's so stressful organising a show, but I've managed to organise stuff at my yard, get everyone involved. Because with the whole coronavirus pandemic, you know, people didn't really do much last year. So I thought, well, what can I do to, one, raise money, to get everybody involved and get everybody back out there and do stuff. So I organised like a dressage competition and a show at my yard about a month ago, I think it was, and it was amazing. It was just stressful, like buying rosettes and organising the judge and the photographer and everything. But I raised about £300 through the dressage entries, through the show entries, and everybody thoroughly enjoyed it. My mum got involved. My mum was like, "Oh, can I sponsor a class? Can I get you some prizes for the kids?" I was like, "Yeah, crack on, do what you want." And everyone's been really involved. So I've really sort of, from the fundraising side, that's where I've kind of had the highs, because I've seen what this money will do, and how generous people have been in the current climate, because it's hard. It's been hard this last 18 months for everybody, yet people will still pull their hand out of their pocket and give money to causes. I mean, it's been hard to get people who are not horsey to understand what it is I'm raising money for. But then when I sat down and explained it to people, they were like, what a great cause. What a fantastic cause. You know, because you say, oh, BHS, British Horse Society, to non-horse people, they're like, what's that? And I'm like, yeah, but it's not just for them. I'm doing it for this specific campaign. And then I explain that to them, and they're like, that's fantastic. And that for me, along with the feeling of going 40 miles an hour on a horse, which is extremely exciting, you know, I thought going cross country and doing like going on there in like 4.5 minutes or whatever was fast, but I cannot describe to you what that feeling is like. It is an absolute adrenaline buzz. You know, it is amazing, and it just. I was going past an empty stand at Wolverhampton Racecourse on my own behind this other horse, and I could just imagine if I shut my eyes, I could imagine like the finishing post and the grandstand at Aintree and the Grand National, and they're all screaming my name, and yeah, go Claire, yeah. And I was thinking, this is amazing, but you cannot hit anything. You can just hear the wind, so it wouldn't really make any difference anyway because you wouldn't be able to hear them. But it was just amazing. It's an amazing feeling.
I think because we don't, even though like I've got 2x races, I've never opened them up to that level. I'll tell you now, because there's a limit you get to with races.
And you go, no, stop. Yeah. Yeah.
And apparently they have got another gear if you choose to open it up.
I remember the first time I did fast work at the race at James Unit's yard. We've gradually built up because the track round in Wolverhampton is a mile. I remember walking out to the track the first day and went, oh my gosh, this is massive. And he went, that's a mile around there. I went, what? I can't stay out the saddle for a mile around there. That's going to kill my legs. It's not. It's really easy when you're going fast. It's a lot easier. And I remember the first time we did fast work, and we started off at like the 1.5 mile start. And he said, we'll just go off at a steady, well, their idea of a steady canter is not steady, but we'll go off at, Monday morning canter, and then we'll go up to the 4 furlongs, which is on a bend because Wolverhampton's like a big oval shape. And then at the 4, you need to start coming up alongside me. And then by the 3, horse's head needs to be by my leg. And then by the 2, you need to be next to me. The horses need to be exactly side by side. I was like, okay. So we did that. And he said, when we get to the 2, we're going to let them go. So we'll gradually click on each time we come up to 2, the 3, the 4. We'll click up a gear. And when we get to the 2, we are going to go flat out. I was like, what? This isn't flat out. I was like, this is fast. Like, no, this is nothing. This is like 4/5 gear. We need to be in 10th gear. I was like, there's 10 gears? I was like, really? And then when I come alongside, I said, right, go. And it is. I cannot describe to you the feeling of going at that speed on a horse. It's incredible. But like you're saying, then you, like you were saying before, with the fear of the whole distance thing, I've had to slowly close that gap. So I'm literally, the nose of my horse is literally touching the tail of the horse in front. I can see that horse's feet, like here.
At speed.
In the horse's face, at speed. And then I'm literally next to the person next to me, and my stirrup is catching theirs. They're clinking. That is how close you are to each other in this race.
Oh my goodness. No. I've heard about this other gear that thoroughbreds have. I've never witnessed it. I don't know that I want to be honest. Because
I wouldn't do it on my own. I've done it on the new horse because he's quite new at racing, and we've obviously got gallops in my yard. Yeah. And I had a little blast up there, and I got so far. I was like, no, stop. I was like, no more. But I want to get a racing saddle on him and have a proper go, because he was a good racehorse, and I'd love to sort of have a go on him and get that feeling on him. Do you know what I mean? But when they're your own, I think you're a little bit more cautious about pushing them to that point, because you think, right, I don't want them to do this all the time. You don't mind them doing it now and again, but I don't want them to get into the habit of, we go on the gallops, we go flat out, because that's not what they're there for. They're there for me to get them fit, not for flat out.
They've still got to respect the other. They're not racing anymore, and that you're doing a different job, haven't they? So totally. Right, I put a post on and I asked for some questions to be sent in for you. So we've got a couple that we'll go through. So Hannah has asked, what do you think? Oh, she's put, how much difference in danger do you think there is from eventing to racing?
Well, to be honest with you, I think eventing is just as dangerous. I mean, there's a reason why I wear a body protector and an air jacket. I mean, the thing is, obviously, I'm only racing on the flat, so I can't tell you what it's like over fences. But I would love to school over some jumps. But to be honest with you, I think I would probably need to change my pants afterwards. Because of what I've seen them do, and I'm like, I don't think I want to go at that speed into a jump.
They're
To be
quite
honest.
high. Oh, the fences.
The hurdles are equivalent to 90 centimeters, but they're slightly angled. The
Right.
hurdles are 90, and the chase fences, the normal chases, not the Grand National, normal chase fences. Again, they're an ascending spread, so they look higher from the landing side because they look like the vertical, but they're not. The chase fences are probably 4 foot, 120, I mean 20, something like that. But you can imagine going at that 40 mile an hour, I'd be shutting my eyes. I'm sorry, I'd be like, because you just sit there, you're a passenger on that horse, you do not kick, you do not see a stride, you go on whatever stride they go on. And as me, you, and other people are probably aware, we like to go 3, 2, 1, go. There's a stride. But there is no stride in racing. You just go on what you've got. So I would say they probably both have their own dangers. Racing, faster speed, close contact with other horses. You know, the distance between you. If you catch the horse in front, you're both going down. Simple as. You know, you're going to get brought down by the horse in front of you. Eventing, obviously you're on your own, so it's just you guys there, but you've got some serious solid fences out there. 80, 90, 100. You start getting more technical at 100. Bigger spreads, frangible pins, you know, and I've been the witness of some horrific falls I've evented, even at 80, 90, and 100 level. You know, rotationals, I've very nearly had one myself. Lucky there was a frangible pin. So I don't think you can pinpoint one's more dangerous than the other. I think they both have their own unique sort of dangers within the two sports.
I think they're at the end, the high adrenaline end of the equestrian world, aren't they?
Yeah. But it says something when you've got to wear a body protector for that, whereas you can go and, you know, do dressage and just wear a jacket and a hat. You know what I mean? I think that says a lot in itself.
You do wear a body protector for racing then, don't you, as well?
Yeah, you have to, yeah. You have to wear goggles because of the kick up of the grass. You have to wear goggles for eye protection, and you have to wear a body protector. Like, it is the rules.
I did think so. So Sophia sent in, due to the bad press the racing industry is getting at the moment, how do you find working within it?
Easy. I mean, it had a lot of bad press, as we all know, with the Panorama documentary that aired on Monday night as well, which I don't was completely irrelevant to the racing industry, if I'm honest. But
I don't think it would.
The whole Gordon Elliott saga, sort of at the latter end of last year, caused a big hoo-ha within racing, and it made more people hate. I mean, we all know the Grand National runs every year. We get the animal activists. Oh, it's cruel. You shouldn't do it. These horses get beaten within an inch of their lives. They get they get scared. They get made to run. They don't. These horses live the life of luxury. They're treated like kings and queens. They get the best vets, the best feed, the best hay. They get loved by the jockeys, loved by the grooms, loved by the trainers. The owners love them, you know, and they live the best lives, you know, and the racing industry has taken a big blow in the last sort of 12 to 18 months because of bad press. And it's taken me a lot to convince people as well that the racing is not what it's made out to be. Social media paints a picture of what people think it is. But until you actually go into a race yard and see what these horses go for every day. Okay, yes, they probably don't get turned out every day. They probably don't see a nice field every day. But they get on a horse walker, they go in the sand paddock, they get ridden, they get showered, they get fed the best feed in the world, and they get, you know, they get the best vet care. These vets will not let these horses suffer. Hence why, you know, when they see horses on the racetrack, they're injured. The reason they get put to this for a reason, because they don't want them to suffer, you know, and they don't get whipped. If you watch it, they waft the whip at them. They don't hit them with it. There's rules on how many times you can hit a horse, like in eventing. You can hit a horse 3 consecutive times if it's disobedient offence. The same rules apply with racing. You cannot whip the horse more than, I think it might be more than 15 times in a race. If you're racing for 4 miles around the Grand National, 15 times is not a lot. You know, and so yeah, it's my perception of racing never changed. I never ever had any different sort of views on racing. Yes, I don't like it when horses get put to sleep. I don't like it when horses fall. I hope they go up. I hope they're okay. But, you know, that's what they're bred to do. And You know, and these horses love what they do. They don't. We had a horse at the yard. It switched off. It didn't want to do it anymore. So we went, that's it. Fair enough. You don't want to do it anymore. That's fine. You know, and people get given this perception that they get, you know, beaten into everything into their lives to race. They don't.
No.
Unfortunately, there are yards out there, there are owners and trainers out there that, you know, are in the public eye and look what, and things like that happen. But that, you know, they can't all be tarnished with the same brush.
I totally agree. I think it happens in sports horses.
Everything.
And it happens in everything. I absolutely back you up. The experience I've had with the racing industry is amazing. I still have the breeder of mine that contacts me every week to see how they're doing. I mean,
my old boy's from America. He was born over at Land's End Farm in Kentucky. Two amazing a breeding stallion, a breeding mare over there. My old boy, his great granddad is Secretariat, a big racehorse in America that won the Triple Crown. You know, Big Red had his name by a lot. And I got in touch with Lane End's Farm from his passport, and they asked for photos. They wanted to see how he was doing, what he was doing. They posted on their Facebook page, their Instagram about him. And then I got the Thoroughbred News from America ring me asking if they could do a piece on him. And this is, you know, halfway across the world. This horse he's been from Kentucky to Dubai. He was at the Godolphin stables in Dubai, and, you know, the amazing 5-10 star stables there. Went to Newmarket, and now he's living with me in Costa del Stoke-on-Trent, you know, and he doesn't know any different. He's happy.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other horse, he's come from Gordon Elliott's, which we obviously know what happened there. And then he's been living with his trainer, Phil Middleton, in Aylesbury, down in Buckinghamshire or wherever, it's down south somewhere. And Phil speaks to me every day. I send him videos of how he's doing. He wants to come and watch him. He got us a photo of him racing done for me and got it delivered by the photographer, framed and everything. And I've done a piece for him on the retraining of horses and everything. And it's like, you know, these owners, these horses mean the world to them.
Yeah. That's the exact impression I get. My youngest is it's got Secretariat lines in him as well. I think it was his great granddad was Secretariat. So yeah, we've got linked horses. But yeah, I've had the same experience. They just love to know that their horses have got a new career. Love to find them good homes, and they really do care about them even when they're not racing anymore. So yeah, it's just a small percentage, isn't it, unfortunately, that gets the whole industry tarred with a very similar brush, and it's unfair. I think, like you say, I think it happens in every sport element. It's not just racing.
Definitely.
So what are your goals for the future then, after you've won Weatherby?
If we win Weatherby.
I'm a positive girl. When you win Weatherby.
I am. I'm positive. I'd like to say top three at least. My goals. Well, outside of the racing, I would say I'd like to get my new horse registered for BE and get him round some BE 80s next year. He's talented, but he's quirky as well. He thinks that everything's going to eat him. He thinks that all the show drums are going to eat him and that, which they're not, obviously. So my goals and aspirations with that would be to sort of aim for badminton grassroots, 80 champs, and go along them lines, really. I mean, you know, with the talent that he's got, there's nothing saying he couldn't go quite far, really. Whether or not that be with me, I don't know. It depends, because, you know, we all have our limits as people as well. And in regards to the racing, all being well, and I don't hate it after all this, I'm not a complete failure, I would like to say I would do my amateur license and maybe get a few races under rules. I'd probably go down the jump route, because I'm not particularly, I'm not heavy, but I'm not like 8 stone or whatever they need to be for flat. I would be more the weight of a jump jockey, because I'm quite toned and I always have been. So I probably like to get on the jump route and do some chasing and some point to pointing.
Because you're slightly crazy. I always say that.
But that's the first thing everyone said when I said I got in the races. You're mad. Even my trainer friend that I know said, "Are you mad?" I went, Yeah. But he said everyone's got complete faith in me. Everyone's like, you'll smash it.
I think you will. Yeah. Even just looking to you now, you've got such you show such dedication, such enthusiasm for it. Why? Absolutely, you're going to smash it. I think
it's because of the previous. I mean, the reason why I picked the campaign that I picked, which is changing lives through horses. Basically, it supports children and young people to get back into life if they become a bit sort of disengaged from life, or they've been abused, or they've not had a great start in life, and it focuses a lot on mental health. And I had quite a nasty fall in 2015. It left me with a brain hemorrhage and left me quite poorly for a long time. And that's what's given me this sort of negativity in myself, is that I can't do it, and in 2018, I had I had to admit that I had mental health problems, and I took myself to the doctor and asked for help. I quit my job, and I suffered for probably a good 12 months with this disbelieving of myself, this anxiety, this constant self-doubt and depression, and that's why this cause means a lot to me personally, because I know what that's like. I've been there. I've been in that situation, and I would like to help kids to not then let them get into that situation at an older age.
Yeah, and horses are a great therapy, aren't they?
Fantastic. I mean, I think of all the times in that when I was at my lowest, I go to the stables and I'd sit in the stable and I'd cry to my horse. I'd just sit there and I'd cry, and he'd come up to me, and just having them, knowing they're not judging you, they're not thinking any different of you, it really helped. And getting on the horse and just going for a ride, and I just found it really helped me get through this. I think without my horses around, I don't think I'd probably be here today, to be honest.
No, I can absolutely understand that. When, like I say, I got divorced, my children's grown up, I had nothing. The horses came into it, and they are such animals that don't judge and that just give you a reason to get up in the morning, and you've got to go and look after them. And so I think it's a fantastic cause.
And I lost two friends to them taking their own lives, and they didn't have the opportunities that I did. And seeing that happen in front of me really made me sort of, when I realized I had an issue with my mental health and my mental stability, that I needed to get the help before it got to that point. And I think having the horses helped me a lot as well, do it myself without having to go down the big routes of medication and stuff. Having the horses, they were my medication. And when I'm at the racing yard and I'm there on that horse, or when I'm going cross country on my own and I'm getting that buzz, all I think about is how happy I am and why I'm here, and I'm smiling and why I want to do it. That's what drives me.
Oh, that's fantastic. I think that's your other driver, isn't it? Then it's the cause that you're riding for as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I want to help people like they help me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like giving back, isn't it? Giving something.
Totally. If I could raise a bit more money than I need to, I'd like to sort of because they ask you when you sign up for the race why you want to do it, and I said I explained my brain hemorrhage, and I explained the help I got, for rehabilitation after that, and I said, I always wanted to give back to charity for the help that they gave me, and I thought what a fantastic way to do it, by doing something that I enjoy, and and I'd do it again. Or if they ask me to do it again, I'd do it again. And it gives me that drive when I'm in the gym and I'm thinking I can't do it. I think of how it's helped me, and I think, no, I can do this.
Yeah, and it gives you that push to carry on, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Just conscious of time, so we've really come to our end of our slide. To you for so long. We'll have to have another catch up when you've won Weatherby. Last but not least, then, I always ask everybody, what is the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
Is just never give up. If you've got a dream in reality or whatever, just go for it. No, don't even think twice about it. Just if you think your goals are not achievable, it's a goal. Anyone can achieve their goals if they try. If you try hard enough, you will reach that goal and you'll excel at it. I read a lot of Ant Middleton stuff. Ant Middleton's,
I love Ant Middleton.
I love his books, have helped me out greatly, right? And I'm very negative. I always have been. I still am now. But I read his books and I think to myself, why am I even thinking like this? And and I think a lot of stuff he says is very true. And in all honesty, set goals. Everyday life, set a goal. Like I'm gonna walk to the shop or whatever. Just set any small goals. Any goal is achievable. The bigger the goal, the bigger the achievement, and just go for it. Don't hesitate. Don't even doubt yourself. Just do it.
Yeah, definitely the best. Oh, I love goals. I'm a massive goal setter because I just like to.
Definitely.
I like to set realistic ones as well. Just to keep it.
Yeah,
real.
I mean, this was a realistic. This was meant to be a realistic goal. It's kind of like, but yeah. So just go out there, enjoy it, and just enjoy the sport. Enjoy your horses. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I am a pain in the backside for putting too much pressure on myself when I go competing, and then I kick myself when it all goes wrong. So you just go out there and enjoy it. Forget about everybody else, what everyone else is doing, and forget about the pressure of everybody else looking at you like, oh, I'm better than you. No one's better than anybody else. You're only as good as the person you are, and you just need to go out there and just smash it.
Great advice, definitely. Right, thank you so much, Claire. Amazing to talk to you. I'll put your details on the social for Vibe as well. So if anybody wants to donate to the cause, check how you're going.
There's a link to my Just Giving page on there, and it's pretty straightforward. You just follow the prompts on there to it. Like you say, and if people want to donate, fantastic. It's a great cause, and I would be so appreciative of anybody that puts. It doesn't matter how little it is, £2, quid, whatever. I don't care. Every little helps.
Yeah, definitely. Brilliant. Well, good luck.
It's a little door.
There's a loud door now.
Wait, come here. Sorry about that.
Right, good luck. I will definitely speak to you before then. And yeah, thank you so much for your time.
No worries. Thank you so much.